Desperados leader at quarterback. After his last game, now across 3,000 yards for the season. It's the Desperados and the Texans on Thursday night.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Tonight, the stage is set for our final Thursday night game of the year between the Houston Texans and the Austin Desperados. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at our visitors coming into play here. Their offense is one that doesn't rely too heavily on just one guy. They like to spread things around as best they can.
You're right about that. It's a diverse unit, and they like to run their offense by what they call game plan, meaning each and every week they study the opponent, they probe its weaknesses, and they move the ball around that way. They emphasize who's going to get it based on what they think they'll accomplish in that game. Other teams, they're a system team. They're going to run what they run no matter what. I like this style of offense. It suits them well.
Season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And not a good return here at all as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line. So here are the Texans now with a long field ahead. And they will be led out by a guy certainly still trying to prove himself here in the league, the young rookie cornerback.
He had the numbers of a game last week that if you win, you talk about him being a gritty guy, managing the game, getting it done. But they lost. So obviously 2 interceptions, 1 touchdown pass, that's not going to be good enough. Got to get that changed around.
On the ground, it's Pierce to begin the drive. And able to get this to the 24-yard line. They began the play at the 12. It's also a pickup of 12 for the first down. Great beginning there under the bright lights of prime time.
Yeah, it takes you back to high school football on a Friday night, doesn't it? When you feel like every eye in the county is on you. In this case, every eye in prime time is on you.
First down, they go right back to Pierce. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. 2nd and 11. And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack. And it's 3rd down. A CD, you know, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything.
Yeah, that's when we turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were out instantly.
Yeah, the next-gen stat's going to illustrate just how quickly a quarterback has to process everything as he was on the ground in under 3 seconds, 2.9 to be precise.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding him for a short game.
Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. So now we'll get a look at the other offensive unit as they come out for their first possession. And a look at a guy, definitely got a little razzle-dazzle to him. Can do it with his arm or his legs. Their mobile QB.
And I thought in last week's game, he found a way to win like a good pitcher without his best stuff. I mean, he did throw 2 interceptions, offset by 1 touchdown pass. Not the ratio, not the numbers you're really looking for as a QB. But finding a way to win, that's all that really matters.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now a quick slant as the throw's complete. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. 14 yards that time for number 14.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
And he goes across midfield and down into Houston territory.
He's across midfield to the 48-yard line. A 7-yard pickup brings up second.
On play action, they'll throw. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line. They'll look to throw now on first down. That's complete to Justin Jefferson. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on first and 10. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. Following the pickup of 4, here's second and 6.
A gain of 4. It's now second and 6.
Now back to throw. Complete. Jefferson the target. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 15-yard line. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's first and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. To the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete. So now second and 10 after the incompletion on first down. They'll run. This is Jonathan Taylor. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. And now some motion before the snap. And this will be our first penalty of the night's proceedings. Now that's on big Mekhi Becton, first-round pick in 2020. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now, third and long. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Middle of the field. And he coughed it up, and the Texans scoop it.
The third down pass. Fumble on the play. Recovered.
I don't know about you, but I'm going to go to the positive side this time. Yeah, there was a fumble at the end of this one, but what a sustained drive. And if they keep stringing those together, you got to like their chances.
And credit the defense, though. You're out there for that long, you start to get tired, but they were able to get the turnover.
Did you just credit the defense?
I like to credit the defense and the offense.
I like you.
And the analysts.
That's perfect.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down. He'll try again with the arm here on second down. Throw left side complete. That's Pierce. The threat of a second straight punt to start the game is looming as they come up 3rd and 10. He'll drop to throw. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. Taking a couple yards shy of midfield. It's a 43-yard punt, a return of 5. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look. As we count down through the final few weeks of the season, these guys have nothing to sweat about. They've clinched the top spots to the road to the Super Bowl. It runs through them.
And there's a natural inclination here, partner, to say, okay, a lot of guys aren't going to play down the stretch. We've clinched. We're ready to go. But there's another part where you say, let's show the league why we're the #1 team. Maybe you intimidate someone. Maybe you dissuade them from thinking that they can beat you in the playoffs by going out and being really impressive down the stretch.
Absolutely, and you want to take momentum into the playoffs. There's also pride on the line for these guys individually.
Yeah, momentum and pride. Yeah, I'd make room for them and put them both in uniform.
These two teams, you might recall, met up back in September in Week 3. And it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Back to throw. To the right side and complete to Jefferson. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 7 catches, 93 yards.
You think the head coach and the offensive coordinator are able to pull the earplugs out now? Because all week, all they heard was, you know, Coach, they can't guard the pass at all. I mean, they're next to last in the league. Let's throw it on every down.
Yeah, last week we saw the numbers. This week going against second to last in the pass defense area. Good for him. And he's going to be taken down with another 1st down as the stop's made at the Texans' 14. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves his sticks. There's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. And here's a handoff out of the gun. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Shaq Thompson on the tackle that time. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. 7th play in the drive, forthcoming on 3rd and 8. They'll look to throw. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. Marcus Davenport in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
Well, it's about how teams are so competitively matched, and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on 3rd down. Now on 4th down, out comes the field goal unit here. From the right hash, it's a 35-yard attempt. And his kick is good. And that'll make it 3-0 here in the 1st. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to...
The kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. Out comes a Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And they come into this one off the loss over the weekend. But you say if you're going to play a Thursday night game, this is the week to do it.
It certainly is, because you get right back out there. You don't have time to dwell on things. And look, your game plan is going to be a little more limited, but so is theirs. So that's when you just appeal to your top players. Guys, you make plays in this one, we out-execute it, we can walk away with a win.
3-0 after one on EA Sports. Texans football to start quarter two, as they've got a 2nd and 8 forthcoming. They'll set up to throw. This one complete to Mecole Hardman. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27th. Pierce will try to pick it up. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. 4th down now after a loss of 2.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness. He's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
The Texans send the punter out as he's on to kick it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. A 40-yard punt, no return, and they will take over 1st and 10. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And listen, these Thursday night games, they're tough on the body. You just played on Sunday, 72 hours later. Hey, it's game day again, but I have to think a Thursday night game in September much more preferable. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. Touchdown! A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Desperados are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, 2nd year in the NFL. I don't know if last year as a rookie if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes, because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that, so he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the 2nd-year quarterback.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Taking it about the 1. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back onto the field as we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
Right off the bat, it's a 1st down to start the drive, 12 yards. First and 10, it's Pierce. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They'll drop to throw. To Pierce, they set up the screen. A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on 1st down. The Texans on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and 6. He's got his man. That's Hardman. And he is going to have a Texans 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Yeah, these are the types of plays they're going to need to hit on if they're going to get back into this game. It hasn't been the greatest of first halves, but this is a nice throw here on 3rd down, and they keep the drive going.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Pierce takes it straight ahead. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's going to line up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. 2nd and 13. That's caught right side by Anderson. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. The time called here because a member of the Texans is in some discomfort. Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. And Pierce gets it again on 2nd down. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. 9th play coming up here on this drive. This is 3rd and a yard. Out of the gun. They'll look to throw. Oh, they would have gotten the conversion if he could hold on. Instead, the drop means it'll be 4th down.
With a rookie quarterback out there, you're definitely going to find out how he handles adversity because this one so far hasn't gone according to plan. He's got to fight through it and show him what he's made of.
Already down 2 scores. They're going to go for this rather than settle for 3. They're going to look to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Texans tried it, but they come up empty here on 4th. And as a result, possession switches hands. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. It doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Running straight ahead, Taylor. And he stopped immediately there. And looking at Houston defensively, they've got a dime set. 6 DBs on 3rd. He'll look to throw. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. It's Shaq Thompson here with a pick. And the Texans are going to take possession of the football. So the interception there, and Charles, I'd imagine that's something you can maybe live with in December, but not come January.
And I love how you make the distinction there. You're talking about regular season versus the postseason, the playoffs. Because these guys, they've already clinched a playoff spot, but they know, looking ahead, when they get into the postseason, they've got to take better care of the football because turnovers in that situation, they really become magnified.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. He'll look to throw. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, here's Pierce. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. So from 2nd and long, now we go to 3rd and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
Here we go on 4th down. And he's going to get the first down here as he's taken down at the 22. They only needed a few inches, and they didn't get much more than that, but by about the width of a shoelace, they convert on fourth down. The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. And they'll go right back to Pierce. There to stop him, Shaquille Leonard, the linebacker. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They'll set up a throw. Looking for Cooks, and it's intercepted. And he will take it out to the 25-yard line.
And as we've seen, points have been precious so far. They just threw some away on that snap. And let's face it, as we advance further into this game, that play will be on the minds of everyone who's watching it. They wonder if this is the turning point. Is this the spot where those points were given away? It could cost them a ball game.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. As mentioned, this one of the hottest teams in the NFL, riding that winning streak into this one, but now playing here on Thursday night. Do you think that this helps or hurts their momentum?
Well, ordinarily, I'd say it hurts the momentum because now you get that short week. But when a team's playing as well as they are, it actually allows them to down focus and only worry about themselves and less about their opponent. So when you're playing well, you just worry about the things you're doing well and let the opponent deal with that.
And Charles, you think about this offense, and it's kind of a tricky time of the season because you're 14-0, looking to see this one out to the end, but you start to run into situations where guys are getting a little banged up. Maybe could use some time sharing, some time on the bench just to rest. How do you approach the rest of this regular season?
I'm telling you, you don't ask the easy stuff, do you? I mean, you created a heck of a situation there, and actually you didn't create it. You presented it, and you're exactly right. It is tricky because your eye has to be on the ultimate prize, which is the Super Bowl. That's paramount. But at the same time, how much fun would it be to go down as one of the all-time great teams and join the 1972 Dolphins as the only undefeated team to win a Super Bowl?
Foul, roughing the passer, defense.
So a roughing the passer penalty, never one that you like to see.
Not at all, and especially when you're in that final push of the season. You can't afford to get your quarterback hurt before the playoffs roll around, and we know they'll be here before you know it.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But fortunately, another offensive player quick to react, and they will indeed retain possession.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
So they keep the ball, but work to do on 2nd and long. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. So 8 yards on the completion there, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. On 3rd down, here's Taylor. And they'll get this across midfield, but not nearly close to a first down as he stopped at the 48. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. And the Texans going to get the football one final time here in this first half. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. That's caught over the middle by Fant. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. It's going the other way. And he's going to bring the football back for a touchdown. So the defense forces the fumble. They get the score, and a guy on defense becoming offensive there, Charles.
And you know they love that. Any guy on defense loves to pick up the ball and have it in his hands and try and score himself. In this case, that's exactly what happened.
He'll be singing in the shower post-game. Here's Bass now for the extra point. He's got it, and it's 17-0. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown. So 6 seconds, all that remains of this first half as the kick is away. Taken in at the 3. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. The white flag coming out as they line up to kneel on it. The final second ticks by, and that's going to do it for the first half of play. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Brandon, we're into the final 3 weeks of the NFL season. A lot of races going to be coming right down to the wire. Before we get it back to you guys, let's check out what we have coming up this weekend on the Week 16 NFL slate. Some excellent games to pick from in that early window. So let's highlight the one going on in London, as they'll have to do battle with the Tennessee Titans. In the late afternoon games, it'll be loud in Kansas City, that's for sure, as it'll be the Chiefs taking on the Atlanta Falcons. And finally, on Monday Night Football, they've got a good one lined up between the Las Vegas Raiders and the Las Vegas Raiders. Moving on, let's take a look at the next-gen stats in the first half for the Texans. And not much went right in those first 2 quarters. You can see the numbers on the ground there. Not a whole lot to write home about so far. Meanwhile, for our home team, they too didn't do a whole lot in terms of rushing efficiency in that first half, as you can tell by the numbers there.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And this offense set to go now to begin the third quarter. And despite the turnovers, Charles, and they had multiple in that first half, they still have the lead as they begin this third quarter.
And they probably heard some conflicting tones at the half, don't you think? A lot of praise for what they did to get this lead, but also a little bit of scolding because they got to take better care of the football in the second half. But you and I both know the great leaders, they know how to give that little bit of vinegar in there and cover it with a big dose of honey.
It's a gain of 35.
As we've seen over the years, offense coordinators will often ease their way into drives. Many of them don't want to risk a turnover, put their defense in a bad spot, but not in this case.
Not at all. Forget about easing into it. They took a shot. It worked. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. 1st and 10, Taylor now. And some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two. Seemed like a couple sets of eyes were on the quarterback, so he decided, hey, I'm going to hand this off. Got a good gain out of it.
And you know you need good blocking up front in order to gain yardage, but every one of these RPOs, if you do it right and they look the same, whether it's handed off inside or the quarterback keeps it, that allows you to fool the defense so often. And in this case, fooled them with the inside run.
Back to throw now on 1st down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 20-yard line. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward. On the jet sweep, here comes Jefferson. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19. Second and 9 now. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Back to throw here. This will be caught just inside the 10. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Move the chains, a gain of 7 on 3rd down.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
Looking to throw. And it's caught. Touchdown. A great play there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Desperados take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. So another touchdown there, and even though we're still just here in the 3rd quarter, kind of hard now to see them giving up this lead.
And this is just an offense that's imposing its will right now. You name it, they're able to do it. If you're the play caller, whatever you want to select is there.
And now before we get to the extra point, remember all touchdowns do have to be confirmed by the replay official. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How's the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. An extra point by Bass, up and good. And the lead is now 24. So that drive goes 8 plays. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Fields it right around the goal line. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. Out now comes the Houston offense as you take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC. They'll start on the ground with Pierce. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll look to throw here. Swings this one out wide for Pierce. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Well, partner, they've certainly played up to their top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
That's pulled in at the 32. A good kick that time, but also a pretty good 15-yard return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Austin's offense ready to go again. And last time out, they had to march almost the full length of the field for their touchdown. So here, much easier, Charles, with this better starting field position.
I love your sarcasm, but I love even more your observation because, look, what they did last time out, now with a shorter field, they should have a lot of confidence that they're going to put more points up on the board. And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
Up the middle, here's Taylor. And a good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here. A nice pickup there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Brandon, I think you and I were both raised the same way in the game of football. You run to set up the pass, but I think we've discovered in this NFL, a lot of teams pass to set up the run. And that's what they've done throughout this game. They've aired it out, thrown it around the yard. Now they've come back to the running game, and they find a way to be successful with it.
Back to Taylor on first down. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. Here's a 2nd and 7. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Leonard. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 14. 15 yards there on the catch and run.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Over the middle, it's complete. He's taken down at the 7 after a gain of 7. Second down and 3, ball on the 7. Now back to throw. They'll set up the screen to Taylor. Touchdown! Jonathan Taylor. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Desperados have opened the lead up to 30. Well, on the other sideline right now, it's just absolute dejection. But, Charles, let's focus on the positive. With the lead that they built here, they've done pretty much everything to perfection in this ball game.
They certainly have. Makes me think that their week of preparation was excellent. And they flowed into this game, and it carried over. And right now, I don't expect them to back off at all. They're playing so well, they just want to keep it going.
Extra point by Bass, up and good. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. Houston's offense taking over again. But we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD. And if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. He'll fire one downfield for Fant. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Fair catch called for and made at about the 32-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And that will come the offense as they take over. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Being chased out left. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
He's starting to fall into the category of not fair, because when he's on target throwing the ball, he's dangerous. But when you add in his ability to make plays with his feet, almost impossible.
Yeah, exactly. They've had trouble stopping him in the secondary. This time they've got the great coverage. Oh, he can run too. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 38. He'll drop to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Second and 4. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he's going to get this down near the 25. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. They'll look to throw again. And that'll be incomplete. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Back to throw again. Got an open man finding Jefferson. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
It doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. On the draw is Taylor. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down. They'll drop to throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. So Tyler Bass on now for the field goal. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. The kick by Bass is good, and that will extend their lead even further. They're ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game is played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter. They'll wind up getting just a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. They'll look to throw. He gets it to Cooks. Call it a gain of 6 on the play. And now we've got a 3rd down and 3. Back to throw. He's got his man. That's Hardman. And they work this well upfield across the 45. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He'll get this into the hands of Nico Collins. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Found his target. It's Anderson. And he is going to have a Texans first down as this defense cannot come up with a play that they need. In fact, they surrender a big chunk. 17 yards there on 4th down. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30.
Holding offense.
So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. The offense on 3rd down tonight, just a 20% success rate at 2 of 10. This is 3rd and 17.
Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted.
Picked up by J.C. Jackson. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, they've got the huge lead now. They have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road. It helps seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
A carry by Taylor to start the drive. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. And not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They run once more with Taylor. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 67 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've run the belt 3 times with passing touchdowns. But guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Now a handoff. Taylor with it. And he goes across midfield and down into Houston territory. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's going to be taken down with another 1st down as the stop's made at the Texans' 28. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue.
Tell you what, partner, the way he's been slinging it in this one, I think he should be ticketed for a baseball cap and a set of headphones for the next drive. He's been absolutely sensational. But one thing we've both learned about quarterbacks in this league, they often stay on the field longer than you expect.
Running left, Taylor. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down.
Holding offense.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. They give to Taylor out of the gun. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. Second down, another run with Taylor. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, business as usual for them. Well on their way to another victory. Riding a serious wave of momentum from what we've seen. And so far, they haven't met their match. So if you're going to play this team in the future, your mission is clear. You better be ready to play and match their firepower.
Tyler Bass now for the point after. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So that drive in total 8 plays. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. And now out comes Houston. It's been a tough go for them, and still without any points here in the fourth quarter. And a big deficit, Charles, but they moved the football on some drives. They just haven't had any points.
Yeah, and I know in their minds they're thinking the game plan has actually been working. We just haven't scored points. Well, isn't that the bottom line, partner? To put points on the board. So if you're moving it and you're not scoring, is it really working? Right now, they've got nothing left to lose. They might as well go for broke.
So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. They're looking at second down now as they search for a consolation score. And he can't escape, and down he goes. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up third. And you hate to say it with a rookie quarterback. He's done some good things, but overall, looked a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
He certainly has. But in his defense, he hasn't had a lot of time to throw the football. You like the way I said that? In his defense.
In his defense. I got it.
You see what I did there?
Yeah, he needs better protection, that's for sure. He'll look to throw. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. The Texans send the punter out as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Let's take it inside his own 40. It's a 45-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And they just continue to roll right along, really. This has the looks of yet another victory as they hope to polish it off here in quarter number 4. They'll start on the ground here on first down. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. Now a give to Taylor. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's third down.
A 2-yard pickup brings up 3rd and 6.
So not just a blowout win for them today, Charles, but a shutout blowout win as well. Clearly just a superior effort on both sides of the ball.
Hey, didn't it feel like you get a touchdown, you get a touchdown, then the defense jumped up and said, hold it, we're getting involved as well. You're exactly right. Big points, both sides contributing, a full team win.
So for the home team here, they are now 2 wins away from a perfect regular season as they move to 15-0. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week, where they take on the New York Jets. Meanwhile, for the Texans, they hit double digits in losses as they fall to 5-10. And they'll be at home next week for a date with the Tennessee Titans.